I have a confession to make. So, I went to record part 2 of the Westport Independent this morning, and I did. And I made it to the end. And I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it a great deal. When it came to sorting out the audio file for the voiceover, I discovered the Audition had changed the input from this here microphone to the microphone on the webcam. And there was a loud hiss over the top that I couldn't remove, which was nice. So, I will bring the Westport Independent back as a stream when I go back to Twitch, or maybe here on YouTube. I don't know where I'm streaming now. We'll see. We'll find out. Things have changed, haven't they? So, to make up for that, I'm playing... It's not a similar sort of game. It's another game where you click things. You ask questions. You get answers. Ladies, gentlemen, and those in betwixt, my name is Elle Mentary. And this is Interrogation. You will be deceived.
Oh well, what's your favourite milk? Skimmed or lactose free? No matter what you pick, you will always disagree. There's something wrong with everything that you do. There is no correct answer to disturbing you.
Did you play Elle Noire? Was your favourite part of Elle Noire the police interviews and finding out the truth? If it was, there's a game for you. This is very hard-boiled. It's a detective game, isn't it? So you get three options to play. You can play the visual novel, which is just key decisions on ethics, approach, and management. But like the conversational gameplay thing, which is the main bit, is just guided storyline. Doesn't really massively appeal. Then there's the interrogation challenge, which is, it might be a little extreme for me for now. So I'm just going to go for detective mode because it's the middle. I like enjoying games. Then it sends you into a flashback. This is just a tutorial, really. So this will be the first dual session of the Investigative Interview and Interrogation Techniques course. We'll be bringing in a subject. They're a trained actor, but should be fully in character for the duration of the interview. I'm considered invisible and inaudible by the actor, but I'll be guiding you along. Before any interrogation, the first thing to do is to consult the subject's file. This should give you vital insights into the case, helping you to identify what information or confession needs to be extracted. You bring the file up. Douglas Bird is played by an actor. As per the instructor's directions, treat the actor the same as you would a real subject. Mr. Bird, despite coming from well-off parents, has taken to bike theft. We have plenty of circumstantial evidence. Because none of it is direct, however, we need to leverage all the leads in order to get a full confession. So, got pictures of what he's nicked, got pictures of the person. Douglas Bird is our main suspect for several bicycle thefts at a local university campus. Several eyewitnesses confirming his description. We also have CCTV footage showing a masked figure matching the suspect's description, jumping on an unsupervised bicycle and riding off fast. Currently listed as unemployed, living in a rented apartment paid for by his parents. Criminal record is clean, but he is known to be friends with several narcotics abusers, as well as a roommate who's a suspected marijuana dealer. Professional layabout by the sound of it then. When you're done checking the files, you can bring in the subject. Be careful though, now is not the case. But when it will be a time-sensitive situation, this is when the clock starts ticking. So, first things first, let's just try and straight up ask him. You can check the accusation question every now and then to get a sense of whether you're close to a confession. Okay, so why do you steal bikes, Douglas? Huh? I didn't steal no bikes, bro. Oh my god. Ugh. Right, so that surprisingly didn't work. We need to get the subject in the right state of mind to give us answers. So how do we do that? We have the following tools which we can use to see what state the subject is in. This shows us how open the subject is by looking at pupil dilation corroborated with a few other signals. The wider the pupils are, the more open the subject is. That's what that thing is up there by the look of it. This meter tells us how scared the subject is by measuring pulse as well as other bodily symptoms. The quicker the heart rate, the more scared the subject is. That makes sense. Now you can influence these meters in all sorts of ways, from building a personal connection to exploiting their background, from cornering them in contradictions to roughing them up. Let's try to build a connection first. Be careful, some questions will alienate the subject instead of bringing them closer. Other questions will seem disingenuous if you're approached too suddenly. You'll probably want to start off as soft as possible. So the idea is to butter him up, so you can get the right answers out of him. So, what can we say to him? It says in your file, your folks are loaded, what's the matter, they cut you off. You steal for fun, living's expensive, I know, I used to crack payphones when I was a teen. Can't believe they have been chasing bikes, why can't people just lock them up proper? I'm gonna go for the payphones thing. Yeah. Fucking doubt it, you cheeky shit. He's not buying it yet. Try opening up yourself when questioning the subject, then try this one again. Can't believe they have me chasing bikes. Yeah. It's fucking stupid, man. Waste of taxpayer money and all that. Oh, his eyes have widened. Interesting. See more affection, I'll get closer to the subject. It's expensive, I know. Word? That's fug. Oh, his eyes are wide open. Okay. We have him opening up some good. That's why the meter now shows a wider circle than in the beginning. That makes sense, yes. See how we could try to scare him. You want to intimidate, but don't jump to big threats right off the bat. Okay. Don't be afraid to ask a question more than once. Asking again with the subject in a different state or with new information on the table can yield new results. Okay. Do you know how many months you do for bike theft? No, man, nah, I ain't worried about that. Oh, your heart rate got quicker. Oh, okay. Okay, there are signs of fear. Yes, there are. Did the drugs make you do it? Clean, yeah. Okay, that's calmed him down, yeah, fair enough. If we don't have a deal and you're found guilty, it's absolutely prison time, but I can only give you a deal if you plead guilty. I don't need no deal, pig, I'm innocent. It's scaring him. Hey, you're tough, you'll be fine in prison, I'm sure. Well, you don't do time for snatching bikes, do you? My dad works for the senator, I'll be fine. Ah, senator. You think the senator will risk his career for the sake of a bike-snatching kid? Probably not. Shit. There we go, we're getting there now. Let's put him in a good place to negotiate. I think that one. But what would a deal be like? Okay, we've got him. As you can see, his pulse is much faster now. Yep. Okay, now this is off the record, but I want you to know your options. At any time, you can stop the recorder tracking your questioning. Please, brutality. This will make people suspicious. The public will ask what happened when the recording stops. You'll be accused, but ultimately it's your word against theirs. In a pinch, though, it's something to consider. I don't think I need to. Simple, direct, current pain. Fucking tased him. Listen up, you piece of shit. Just smashed him against the wall, okay. Doing this closes them off, but as you can see now they're terrified. Be aware that if you continue roughing them up, they might pass out. Okay. Sometimes you'll be interrogating against clock. When that's the case, keep your eyes on the timer. Sometimes you'll be interrogating more than one guy, switch between rooms, and be sure to cross-reference the info they gave you. Anyway, you'll get to keep your manual after you finish the academy. It's great for refreshing your memory about what you learned today. Okay, now we're ready to get a confession with the accusation. What would that involve, though? You have to press him the right way. There are ways in which you press an open subject and other ways in which you press a terrified subject like this one. You'll be fine, I think. Okay. Fuck you. Fuck man, fuck shit. Okay, alright, I'll sign. Can't say I approve of the brutality. Hey, I need you to come in on a case. Fisher's brought in a set of guys. They're in the interrogation rooms. Hey. We have the Vic's husband, the only witness, and the robber that broke in. We need your questioning magic in there, a confession, because all we have is circumstantial. You in? Yes, sir. So the story is this Cox broke in armed with a low-cal piece, holding this Peterson up and tying him to a chair. Wife comes in, jumps for the phone. Cox drops her with 2 shots to the back before bolting. We have the gun, no prints. This Peterson was as cool as a cucumber, his wife's body just lying there in the other room. Managed to track down and also grab Cox. Street contacts helped. But we still don't have a clear picture of the murder. Check out the files, grill and cross-examination, get me a confession. You have this. The incident narrative. Heather Peterson was murdered in her living room in front of her husband, Darryl Peterson. He was found tied down in a chair in the same room. He claims a burglar broke in and, armed with a low-caliber gun, threatened them, tied them up, and subsequently shot Mrs. Peterson as she tried to use her cell phone. Using the description provided and a tip from a local pawn shop, we managed to track down the burglar, one Jerry Munch Cox. And apprehend him. The gun was found outside the building near the fire escape the thief used to enter and leave the premises. The evidence of the burglary is clear, but we still don't have a full picture of the murder, which Munch strongly denies committing. What complicates things is Mr. Darryl Peterson's attitude. The first detective on the scene described him as disturbingly serene. Our best hope of closing the case fast and clean is an admission of guilt. Munch and Peterson have both been held for questioning. You've been tasked with extracting the confession. So, yes, there is the body. Jerry Cox, alias Munch, has been identified as the burglar who broke into the Petersons' apartment the night of the murder. His criminal record is quite colourful and includes car theft, pickpocketing, burglary and credit card fraud. A high school dropout with no current employment, Munch is well known to the local police as a troublemaker. He is the main suspect and has been directly accused of tying down the couple and shooting the wife, possibly impulsively under stress, when she reached for her phone. While circumstantial evidence in the husband's testimony points to Munch as the murderer, it is not sufficient for a conviction. He does not have a past record of violent crime of any sort. Munch has previously taken plea bargains and can perhaps be pressured into doing so again. But if he's not violent, then why would he have shot her in the head? That's pretty much all I can take from that. I mean, he's got a nice smile. And this is the husband who looks like a smarmy git. Darryl Peterson is the husband of the victim. Although we usually avoid involving family members of the recently deceased in an investigation, he is the sole witness of the murder and as such a key asset. He has voluntarily agreed to be interviewed. Peterson's reports so far have been accurate and led to the arrest of the burglar and main suspect for the murder, Jerry Munch Cox. However, the police officers of the first unit at the scene reported Peterson displaying unusual calm and composure. This is a suspicious degree of detachment for someone emerging from such a traumatic and stressful situation. This raises some concerns. Yet Peterson has a clean record, and there is no evidence that points to any wrongdoing on his part. Bring them in. Let's go. This is Coxie here. Let's talk about yourself, Mr. Cox. I think let's start jovial. No need to miss me around, Chief. You can call me Munch. As long as I don't have to call you Munch Cox all the time. Thank you. Let's keep him opening up. Are you from the city? Born and raised in this pisshole, yeah. I let's think of it now, you know. Oh, you're from Scarborough too. Do you have any friends or family? Yeah, let's keep it civil. Try and let him in. Don't you drag him into it, but I've got a cousin. He's probably worried about me. Excellent. We'll track this cousin down and see if he can corroborate your story. Listen, Chief. I know what you want here. I'm sure we can work something out if you catch my drift. Just leave the boy alone. So no friends or family other than your cousin? Told you, just my cousin. He's a tough boy. He'll manage. Where do you work? Should we notify them of your arrest? Yo, drop the act, Chief. You know I ain't working. You guys made sure I wouldn't when they put those things on my record. It's not your first crime, is it? Why, do you want to send me to prison for the old ones again? No. What made you turn to crime? I didn't do no crime in my life, except those I pleaded guilty to. Those I did. I'm not on the clock, am I? No, good. You've already been convicted once and did your time. Why do it again? So a shining light yourself can put me back in. I understand your difficulties, but a woman was murdered this time. Help me get to the bottom of this. Yeah. Sure, I'll help you. I didn't do it. Face closed. You're not opening up, Munch. You're not opening up at all. Are you or have you been any part of any criminal group or gang? Fuck no. Never was, never is, never will be. Lay up with that shit. You ain't pinning gang activity on me. That's fine. This is why you should have stayed in school, Munch. Shit, you just enlightened my pad. Okay, no, this hasn't gone well, and has it? Nothing's coming up at the minute, is it? Let's talk to Daryl here. Let's talk a bit about yourself, Daryl. I don't know if this is the best time to get acquainted, but ask away. The first few hours must be hard. How are you handling the loss? We have to move on, don't we? We're doing the best we can to make sure the culprit will be put behind bars, but I need your help to do that. Yeah. That is good to hear, thank you. I hope I can help. As I said, loss is difficult. Let me know if you start feeling bad. Yeah. Told you I'm trying to hold together so I can assist you. That's fine. What you went through can be very traumatic. Do you have any families to help you get through these tough times? Not really. My folks died a long time ago, and I can't say I'm close to any of my relatives. It will be tough. Yeah, I hope you do find a shoulder to cry on. It is important during times like these to open up and express your sorrow. My pain and sorrow are mine alone, and no hippie string bullshit will help with that. Will you approach any friends for help? Oh, he's getting angry. The only thing I need help with is giving this fucked up world a little shake and make it a place in which scum don't get to wreck the lives of good people. That took a turn. Yeah, from what you're saying, it sounds like you believe very strongly in justice. Yes, I believe this world we live in needs a bit of a change. The evidence we have now is not enough for a conviction. I'm telling you this so that you understand why it is very important you collaborate. That is why this world has fallen to pieces. Criminals get to walk free because the system is rigged in their favour. Yeah, let's talk more about your belief in justice. Why many people share my belief that the world needs a change. Nothing special about that. That's fair, yeah. Have you taken leave? There was no need for that. They fired me months ago. Oh. Where did you used to work? A carpenter by trade. I used to work at Unikalut, a nearby furniture factory. I see. Why did you get fired, sir? Corrupt assholes there wanted to hire cheaper labor immigrants and such. They didn't care. I've been working there for 6 years. All they care about is their own bottom lines. These go, okay, no, I don't like you. Your wife was a primary earner? Well, yes, if you want to put it like that. She was quite proud of it too. Rubbed it in my face with each opportunity she had. The job hunt must be frustrating. Yes, it was. I despise all that ass kissing and self-boasting. Not everyone understands. Yeah, that's fair. Don't really know. Let's go back up here. Let's talk about the burglary. Yeah. Why did you choose the house? I didn't choose it for nothing, Chief. I didn't do it. Whatever it is you want to pin on me. So the fire escape ladder was already down? Yeah, it was. Do I look like a circus back to you? Yeah, fair enough. Were the lights on or off? I wouldn't go in if the lights were on. Yeah, that's fair. What did you use to break the window? Well, I didn't break no window. It was wide open. Your tricks don't work on me, Chief. I'm too smart for that. Okay. Were you aware there were people inside? How could I know about that? I don't have cameras in people's toilets like you boys do. Then why take the risk if you did not know if people were inside? Yeah, why? I wouldn't. I didn't do it. But they were home. Did you see them? I brought it back down the ladder before I could see anybody. You're not opening up at all, but... Caught you a stolen item. Yeah. Fuck, okay, there was no one inside, so I climbed in and looked around. So if they were in the bedroom, when did you notice them? After I jumped in, I heard voices inside the apartment somewhere. It sounded like they were fighting or something. Ooh, did you hear what they were fighting about? What do you think I am, man? The CIA? You tell me what they were fighting about. I got my ass out of there as soon as I noticed someone was in the house. Okay. What did you take? Just some useless small trees. It was the only thing around. I don't get what the big deal is. At what point did you run away? As soon as I figured out they were home, I jumped back out and down the fire escape ladder. I wasn't inside for more than, I don't know, 5 minutes. Okay. Let's talk about the murder of Mrs. Peterson. I don't know anything about that. Did you know the Petersons before the event? Look, the only Peterson I know sells groceries back in my neighbourhood, so no, I don't know the Petersons. Never did. I don't even know what they look like. Did you feel threatened by the couple in any way? Well, he said he didn't see them. Sure, they're nice people, but I haven't seen them, spoke to them, or even sent them a text. I like you, Mudge. A gun that shot Miss Peterson was found near the fire escape ladder you used. Someone must have dropped it something. I told you I know nothing about the murder. I don't know, the gun is not yours. I don't know, man. What about the whole innocent till proven guilty thing? That's fair. Have you ever owned a gun? Don't touch him, Chief. You said you don't live in a bad... Yeah, don't you want for self-defense? Chief, in my hood, people with guns shoot with people with guns. You don't have one, you're safe. Well, a bit safer. That's fair, actually. Say a weapon isn't yours, yet you were the only one at the scene. That doesn't add up. Steve, ask anyone, go search my house, do whatever you want. I never had a gun, I don't even know how to use one. Anyone could have dropped it there. That's very true. Found the husband tied down, he claims you did that. What? That lying shit lump. Do you think I carry a rope around just in case? No, I'm not into that shibari stuff. Nice. The woman was shot in the back in cold blood. You think I did that? Come on, be reasonable. If I was a guns blazing motherfucker, wouldn't I at least take their TV or something on the way out? Maybe you panicked, pulled the trigger accidentally. What trigger? Panic about? You ain't pinning this on me no matter how hard you try. That's fair. Did you happen to see anybody else in the house or around the house when you were in there? Didn't see anyone. The street was empty and I ran away as soon as I heard voices inside. That's fair dues. Right. Daryl. There was this other thing, yeah. I would... let's go to this. Anyone else in the house? Sure there's no one in the house but the two of you? Yes, I'm quite sure. We were supposed to go for dinner. We always do all that on Friday night. Silly habit of ours. Ended up staying home though. And why didn't you leave anymore? Got into an argument. A big enough one to keep us at home. Yeah, so you arguing? Were the doors locked, the lights on? Yes, the doors were locked and the lights were on in the living room. So the burglar tried the door first. She forgot to mention this before. Didn't I report that? Well, yes. Getting him. We thought we heard someone at the door, but we thought it might be some beggar or something. I'm sure I mentioned it. Mr. Cox says that the lights were off. He does. Do you believe me or a criminal? Well, at the minute, you're a criminal, sir. I'd like to know some details about the incident's timeline. Did you hear the burglar coming into the house? No, not really. We're arguing quite loudly. So when it... yeah. Nah. Something doesn't add up. At what point did the burglar pull out the gun? He had a gun out when he burst in. How did you react when you saw the gun? My hands up because I told him that he could take whatever he wanted as long as he did not hurt us. Yeah. Clearly lying, or perhaps he stole mine. I keep it in the bedroom. Why did he tie you down? Yeah. I guess he was scared I would try to fight him off. Did you provoke him? Look, bastards who use an I keep a gun, they deserve a bullet in the head. Oh, okay. You also want to tie down your wife. Yes, he was telling her to sit down when she died towards the phone. That's when he shot her. Okay, let's that opened up. You said you own a gun. You are not registered as a gun owner. State's legislation doesn't say I need to register. I bought it at a gun fair anyway. What about it? Why did you not Yeah, why didn't you try to use the gun in self-defense? Couldn't reach it in time. I was even waiting for an opportunity to test my aim on filth like him. Was you prepared for such an event? Of course I was. The way things are going in this city, everyone should be prepared. You were an officer, you know how dangerous the streets have become with all the crackheads, the crazy hobos. You need to be ready. Most people don't wish they had an opportunity to test their aim on a human being, Peterson. Then there would go on this piece of trash walking the street. Oh, I don't like you. Quite harsh views you have, Mr. Peterson. Do you really think this burglar deserves to die? Hell yes, with some people, there's no alternative. You have to take things into your own hands and get tough. Only way this world will ever be a better place is if honest people stand up, with force if necessary. You're not Batman, mate. So much filth out there, and the system that's supposed to clean it is just as dirty. If honest people like you and me don't take action, the filth will drown us all. It is the only solution. Just you and me? That won't change much, don't you think? There's many of us out there who think like this. We found each other online. Like-minded people, willing to take up the responsibility. Do the right thing. We? What are you talking about? Political platform? No. Politics is their game. If we play by their rules, we lose because it's a rigged game. We need to short-circuit the whole system. Shake up the entire establishment. That takes a coordinated effort, though. How will that happen? There's this group I was talking about. We mostly meet online. Forums, boards, chat rooms. It's a great tool to organise ourselves, plan things out. What sort of plans are you talking about? I don't know for sure. I don't have the rights to the chat room where things are organised, but it will certainly be big. Why don't you have access to this chat room, Peterson? You need to show some commitment beforehand to be part of the group for a while. I asked for access. I'm sure I'll get it soon. Yeah, who does have it? The chat rooms are anonymous, of course. We know each other by our IDs. Mostly veterans, people have been involved for a long time. They assign a mentor to new people. Mine is HomeBunny49. Silly name, I know. What needs to be discussed in such secrecy? I don't know for sure, but it's a place where they assign actual tasks and set up meetings. Things are picking up recently. It's all very exciting to be part of the Liberation Front. No one voted on it or anything, it's just what we call it. My only question. Oh, have you heard about the Liberation Front? That gang or something? No, never heard of them. Must be new. Anything opened up here? No. I don't think there's anything more to do with you, Peterson. I just don't know if you trust me enough to... Again, blamed you for being... You were fighting over this on the night of the break-in as well, right? Okay, yeah. Yeah, she was relentless about it. Mostly blamed me for it. Wouldn't believe me that my boss was a bastard, that he had it in for me. Women like her always think they know everything. Excuse you. I assume you were fighting over this on the night of the break-in as well, right? Actually, yes, that's what started it that night as well. It was a common thing for us. Must have been so frustrating for you, a constant pestering. Yes, I guess it was. I just had enough, you know. Been with someone for 7 years, you expect some respect by that point, some consideration. But no. She could be such a shrew sometimes, I'm telling you. So that is why you seem so composed about the situation. You actually hated her. I did, yes. I'm not happy she died, but I can't help but feel relief that she won't be blaming me for all the things that went wrong. Do I have anything else? Do I have anything else I can say to you? Ah, what did your wife think? There we go, found it in the questions about your wife. What did your wife think about these online friends of yours? She did not approve. It gave her another reason to criticise me. All those arguments. Can't imagine myself ever getting married. They felt cool. I really don't care. Oh, you know what? It's just time to ask you who did it. What do you mean, that damn burglar? Who do you think killed her? To me, it's clear you have no love for your wife. You resent her. I would go as far as to say you hate her. Yes, I did hate her, yes. I hated her arrogance. I hated her friends. I hated her fucking bonsai trees. I hated the disrespect she had for me. That doesn't mean I would ever hurt her. And even more, that night you had an argument and you also saw a huge opportunity to blame the murder on the burglar you spotted coming in. Is that right? Well, made it quite clear you see that as a solution, Peterson. You talk with your friends online about it. You had the means and the motive to do it. If you believe in justice as you say, confess. Oh, listen, Peterson, I have you on record saying that you hated your wife and that you planned dangerous activities online. If you don't confess, I'll make sure you're convicted for terrorist intent and you rot in prison for the rest of your miserable life. I'm going to go for the top one. Bing, 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 bing. She should have treated me with more respect. She deserved it, and so does my stupid boss, and so do many others. If we don't take things into our own hands, nothing will ever change. I thought you understood that too. Bye-bye, buddy. Interrogation successful. With the confession secured, Darrell Peterson will be going to jail for a long time. What is this Liberation Front business, though? And that was done without any amount of aggression. I'm impressed with myself, quite frankly. Bye-bye, buddy. Good work in there. I have something important I needed to discuss with you. But before that, I need you to finish up the press release we're putting about it for this case. Help them word it. And come see me. Oh. Yes, you get to word the press release, so you get to cycle through different words. So, the investigation involving the murder of Heather Peterson was concluded today, which resulted in the arrest of Darrell Peterson, 41, and Jerry Cox, 26. All evidence pertaining to the case has been directed to the relevant authorities, and with the full cooperation and counsel of the STPD prosecutor counsellor. And you get to choose. They will be treated following judicial procedure, and the cases will be taken to criminal court. The criminals have been incarcerated, and the case will be taken to criminal court. No, it's just one or the other. Okay. I think we'll go for that one. Darrell Peterson. Not initially a suspect. The main suspect. The victim's husband. Let's go for that one. That makes us look competent. Darrell Peterson, the victim's husband, confessed to the murder during questioning. Although he initially attempted to hide his involvement by staging a violent robbery, evidence found at the scene contradicted parts of his description of the event. The police will be advancing charges of voluntary manslaughter, first-degree murder. I think it was premeditated. It sounds premeditated. He had the means, he had a motive, he had a long-term motive. And there was no remorse. Yeah, I'm sticking with that. Due to confession, the manslaughter charges against Jerry Cox have been dropped, and he will only face prosecution for breaking and entering and theft. His involvement in creating the circumstances for the murder to happen will be investigated further. Evidence suggests he had no violent intent and no connection to the murder. Yeah, there's no reason to think he was involved at all. Pick an old memory. Oh, this will be perks then, is it? Excellent. I don't want to be an intimidating presence, but also I don't want to be a soft touch. Speed demon, that interesting. Let's go for profiler. I like the idea of being a profiler. Reading reactions and emotional states is assigned to you. You have an exact evaluation in numbers of how fearful and empathetic the subjects are. People said satisfactory. So what? Let's go through them all and see what they all look like. Speed demon. You have more time to interrogate but cannot access files during or before interrogations. No. Intimidating presence. You have mastered the use of threats and silence to cow your subjects. Dog that packs. It's a dog insufficiently boiled. Fuck. Known pacifist. You always follow procedure and are known for it. Subjects have more empathy towards you, but you have trouble frightening them and cannot use enhanced interrogation. We do this by the book or else we're no different from them. No. Scholar of ideology. You have keenly studied extremist ideology and may use that knowledge when talking to people with radical convictions. That sounds like it's going to be useful. Let's have that. This liberation from business you got out of Peterson, it seems to be pretty serious stuff. They've been claiming more and more hits and seem to be behind things like assaults on politicians. They appear to be expanding their operation, chiefly in our city. So we've talked it over with the powers that be. We decided you're the best person for the job. You'll be heading up a small unit to combat these guys. We are pulling some of the best people from other departments to work with you. Not gonna lie, this unit will mean all eyes will be on you. Try and keep everyone happy. And most importantly, stop these bastards. Congratulations on your new assignment, Detective. Let me introduce some of the people you'll be working with. This is Tab Thompson, Analyst Extraordinaire. Look forward to addressing the threat of the Liberation Front with you, Detective. This is Jennifer Reyes, Organised Crime Department's best. Delighted, Detective. Mordecai Fisher, who we pulled from Homicide, will also be helping you out in the field. I'll leave you to it. We've got some live action, boss. Marty's out there with some badges grabbing after his suspect for who that horn bunny might be. I do hope Mr. Fisher practices restraint. I know him to be rather abrasive when people in. Cops are bastards. Procedure's important, yeah. Gonna get the rooms ready. There's an update being pushed to the chat room software. Darn, it seems the Liberation Front has found out about our move. They've triggered the reallocation of passwords for the chat room. Just a matter of minutes before the current password becomes useless. We need to acquire a new one ASAP. They're here, get ready to interrogate them. We'll line up the files. And that's where we'll pick up next time. Now you see, I've learned a valuable lesson about, checking sources and making sure recordings are working right. One that I won't repeat in the future, because I don't want to lose 40 minutes of gameplay again. Yeah, wasn't my finest hour, but you live and learn. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed Interrogation. I find it fun. Like I said in the video, it's like the good bits of Elle Mentary without all the driving and the rubbish stuff. So it hits the right notes for me. That will be back next Tuesday. In the meantime, something different coming up on Thursday. It's no element because I'm not currently in office. And Saturday, there'll be more Statue. So, thank you for joining me. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye!